Afghanistan has a rich history and a special location, often called the heart of Asia. It is a landlocked country in Central Asia and shares borders with 6 countries: Pakistan, Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and China. Its important location has made it a key point for trade, culture, and empires for thousands of years, affecting its land and its people. The country has a wide variety of landscapes and climates. Afghanistan has tall mountains like the Hindu Kush, large deserts, fertile valleys, and dry plains. The country has very cold winters in the mountains and very hot summers in the flat areas. Afghanistan's special location has influenced its culture and history, making it a country that is both isolated and closely linked to others. Afghanistan is made up of many different ethnic groups, languages, and traditions. The 2 biggest ethnic groups are the Pashtuns and Tajiks. The country also has Uzbeks, Hazaras, Turkmen, and many others. Dari and Pashto are the 2 official languages, showing the area's rich language variety influenced by Persian. Afghanistan has a rich history as a center of learning and culture, with cities like Herat and Kabul being important places for art, poetry, and education. Afghanistan is called the heart of Asia because of its central position and its historical role in linking the East and West. Throughout history, the country has connected different empires, welcoming travelers, traders, and conquerors. The old Silk Road went through Afghanistan and brought ideas and goods from Persia, India, China, and other places. Afghanistan's location has made it important in world history, and it still matters a lot in global politics today. Let's start with the flag of Afghanistan. The current flag of Afghanistan has 3 vertical stripes, black, red, and green, with a white national emblem in the middle. Every color on the flag represents an important idea. The black shows the country's dark history, especially the times of occupation and foreign control. The red represents the blood and sacrifices of people who fought for Afghanistan's freedom. Green represents hope, growth, and a positive future for the country. The center of the flag has the national emblem, featuring a mosque with a pulpit and flags on each side. Above the mosque, there is the phrase Allahu Akbar, God is great, highlighting the importance of Islam in Afghan culture. There are bundles of wheat around the mosque, representing the country's farming traditions. The Afghan flag symbolizes the country's fight for freedom and its desire for peace and progress. Now let's discuss Afghanistan's national animal, the snow leopard. The snow leopard is known for being hard to find and very quick. It lives in the mountains of Afghanistan, especially in the Hindu Kush and Pamir Mountains. This beautiful big cat represents strength, toughness, and the beauty of Afghanistan's wild nature. The snow leopard shows us how important it is to protect wildlife in Afghanistan because it is at risk due to loss of its home and illegal hunting. The snow leopard, despite its difficulties, represents Afghanistan's natural heritage and the beautiful wildlife that lives there. Afghanistan's national flower is the tulip. Tulips have been a part of Afghan culture for a long time and grow naturally in the country's varied landscapes. In spring, the hills and fields of Afghanistan burst with colorful tulips, making a beautiful sight. People love tulips not just for how they look, but also for their cultural importance. In Afghan poetry and art, tulips represent love, beauty, and new beginnings. The tulip's ability to grow in tough conditions reflects the strength of the Afghan people who have faced difficulties but still celebrate their vibrant traditions. Finally, let's explore one of Afghanistan's most special and exciting cultural symbols, its national sport, Buzkashi. Buzkashi is a traditional Afghan game played on horseback. Unlike any other sport in the world, Buzkashi means goat grabbing. In this game, horse riders called chapandas try to pick up a goat carcass or something similar from the ground and bring it to a specific goal. Buzkashi is more than a game. It's a representation of strength, courage, and working together. The game is very competitive, with matches that can last hours or even days. Buzkashi is a traditional game in Afghan nomadic culture, usually played at festivals and important national events. For many years, this activity has become a cherished part of Afghan culture, highlighting the strength and talent of the horse riders who take part. Buzkashi represents bravery, competition, and teamwork, which are important in Afghan culture. Let's explore some famous places in Afghanistan, looking at important historical sites, beautiful scenery, and the rich culture that makes up the country. We start with Kabul, which is the capital and biggest city of Afghanistan. Kabul is one of the oldest cities in the world, with a history going back over 3,500 years. Kabul is still the cultural and political center of Afghanistan, even with its troubled history. Visitors can enjoy Babur's Gardens, a historical park created by Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire. It's a calm and relaxing spot in the heart of the city. The National Museum of Afghanistan has items from the country's early civilizations, including valuable objects from the Silk Road and the time of Buddhism. The city has old mosques, markets, and modern streets that show its long-lasting history, even during difficult times. Next, we go to Bamyan, famous for its large Buddha statues that were once the biggest in the world. These tall Buddha statues were carved into the cliffs of the Bamyan Valley in the 6th century, representing Afghanistan's important Buddhist history. The Bamyan Valley is still a UNESCO World Heritage Site, known for its stunning mountains and cultural importance. Even though the statues were sadly destroyed in 2001, the valley has Shari Golgola, known as the City of Screams, an old fortress that saw fights during the Mongol invasion. Today, Bamyan shows strength and the lasting spirit of Afghanistan's rich history. Heading west, we reach Herat, known as the City of Minarets, because of its beautiful Islamic buildings. Herat used to be a key place on the Silk Road, which made it an important spot for culture, art, and learning. The most well-known place in Herat is the Friday Mosque, also called Jami Masjid, which was built in the 12th century. The mosque has beautiful blue tiles and detailed geometric patterns that showcase amazing Islamic art. Herat has a strong cultural history shown by its citadel of Alexander, which was built by Alexander the Great in 330 BCE. The city is also known for its traditional crafts, especially its beautiful carpet weaving, which is still practiced today. Next, we go to Kandahar, the cultural and historical center of Afghanistan. Kandahar is important to the history of modern Afghanistan because it is where Ahmad Shah Durrani declared himself king in 1747, starting the Afghan Empire. The city's history is shown through the Shrine of the Cloak, a place thought to contain the cloak of the Prophet Muhammad. This makes it one of the most important religious sites in Afghanistan. Kandahar shows Pashtun cultural traditions through its busy markets and old neighborhoods. We're heading to the beautiful Panjshir Valley, famous for its lovely views and important location. The Panjshir Valley is just north of Kabul and is surrounded by the tall Hindu Kush Mountains, providing beautiful views of the rocky Afghan landscape. The valley is also famous for its role in Afghanistan's modern history, particularly as a stronghold during the Soviet-Afghan War. Today, it's a symbol of Afghan resistance and a peaceful retreat for those seeking natural beauty and tranquility. We have arrived at Band-e-Amir National Park, Afghanistan's first national park and one of its most beautiful natural sites. Band-e-Amir is a group of deep blue lakes found in the central highlands of the country, surrounded by tall limestone cliffs. The lakes get their water from natural springs, making the bright blue water stand out against the dry desert surroundings. Band-e-Amir is a favorite spot for both locals and visitors. It's great for hiking, picnicking, and enjoying the beautiful scenery. The park is a safe place for animals and represents Afghanistan's possibility to attract ecotourism. Afghanistan has a rich history and culture, as well as some of the most beautiful natural sights in the world. Now we will look at the beautiful landscapes, tall mountains, and remote areas that show the natural beauty of Afghanistan. Let's start with the Hindu Kush Mountains, which are a famous mountain range in Central Asia. The Hindu Kush is a mountain range in northeastern Afghanistan, famous for its high peaks, deep valleys, and stunning scenery. The area has some of the tallest mountains in the world, including Mount Noshak, which is over 7,400 meters, 24,580 feet high, and is the tallest mountain in Afghanistan. The Hindu Kush is a great place for mountain climbers, hikers, and people who love nature. Its valleys have old villages and rivers that flow through the rough landscape, offering both challenges and rewards for those who want to explore its natural beauty. The Hindu Kush is not only beautiful, but has also been significant in Afghanistan's history. It has helped protect the country from invasions and has been a meeting point for different cultures. Next, we go to the Wakhan Corridor, a remote and isolated area in northeastern Afghanistan. The Wakhan Corridor, located between Tajikistan to the north and Pakistan to the south, features some of the most beautiful and untouched scenery in the country. This narrow piece of land is part of the old Silk Road, where traders and travelers used to go to China. Today, the area is famous for its stunning mountains, clear rivers, and the traditional Wakhi and Kyrgyz people who live there. The Wakhan Corridor has many types of wildlife, including the rare snow leopard. Its remote location and stunning natural landscapes make it a must-visit place for adventurers looking for a unique experience in Afghanistan. Now let's move from the mountains to the Dasht-e-Lut Desert, a special and striking desert area in southern Afghanistan. The Dasht-e-Lut is one of the hottest and driest deserts in the world, where temperatures can rise above 70 degrees Celsius, 158 degrees Fahrenheit, in the hottest spots. Even with its tough conditions, the desert is very beautiful, featuring large sand dunes, salt flats, and unique rock formations that make it look like another world. The desert has many special plants and animals that have adjusted to its harsh environment. Visitors to the Dasht-e-Lut are amazed by its simple beauty and quietness, making it a memorable natural place. As we go to a higher place, we arrive at Lake Zirkul, a beautiful lake on the border of Afghanistan and Tajikistan. Lake Zirkul is one of the highest lakes in the area, sitting at more than 4,100 meters, 13,450 feet, above sea level. The lake is surrounded by the beautiful Band-e-Amir Mountains, with snow-covered peaks reflecting in its clear waters. The lake and nearby wetlands are crucial homes for migratory birds and other animals, which makes it a favorite place for nature lovers and wildlife observers. For centuries, Lake Zirkul has been an important geographical and cultural landmark, and its serene beauty continues to draw visitors seeking peace and solitude in the heart of the mountains. Finally, we visit the Tora Bora Caves, famous for its natural beauty and its historical and strategic significance. The Tora Bora area is in the eastern mountains of Afghanistan, close to the Pakistan border. It is known for its caves and rough land. The caves are shaped into the mountains, forming a natural stronghold that different groups have used over time, including during the Soviet-Afghan War and recent conflicts in the area. Tora Bora is known for its modern connections, but it is also a beautiful place with stunning mountains, thick forests, and winding rivers. The region's intriguing caves and isolated location attract many visitors, showing them both Afghanistan's complicated past and its beautiful nature. Afghan culture is a lively blend of traditions, customs, and values that show the country's rich history and its many different ethnic groups. Now let's look at some important parts of Afghan culture and traditions, like its tasty food, traditional clothing, major festivals, and the music and dance that unite people. Let's start with Afghan food, which is famous for its tasty and filling meals. A famous Afghan dish is kebab, made by marinating pieces of lamb, chicken, or beef, putting them on skewers, and grilling them until they're perfectly cooked. Kebabs are usually served with naan, a type of Afghan bread that's common in Afghan homes. Another popular dish is Kabuli pulao, which is seen as Afghanistan's national dish. Kabuli pulao is a tasty rice dish made with raisins, carrots, almonds, and either lamb or chicken. The dish is flavored with saffron and spices, making it taste rich and fragrant. Afghan food is known for using fresh ingredients and strong spices like cumin, coriander, and cardamom, creating a delicious experience. Now let's look at traditional Afghan clothing. It varies by region, but usually emphasizes comfort and modesty. The Parahan Tumban is a traditional outfit for men that includes a long, loose tunic and baggy trousers. Over this, men might wear a chapan, a long coat made of thick fabric that is particularly popular in the colder months. The chapan is usually worn over one shoulder, creating a unique and fashionable appearance. Women's clothing often features long dresses with detailed stitching and is usually worn with a headscarf or chador. Traditional clothing in Afghanistan comes in different styles and colors, depending on the ethnic group. However, all of these outfits show the country's strong values of modesty and cultural heritage. Afghanistan has many important festivals and celebrations that bring people together. One of the most important events is Nowruz, the Persian New Year, which celebrates the start of spring. Nowruz is a celebration with family food and a special tradition called Haft Sin. During this, a table is arranged with 7 items that start with the letter S. Each item symbolizes a different wish for the new year. Another important celebration in Afghanistan is Eid, especially Eid al-Fitr, which marks the end of Ramadan, the month when Muslims fast. During Eid, families gather to eat together, give gifts, and donate to charity. These festivals are a time for happiness, reflection, and new beginnings, and they are an important part of Afghan culture and Islamic tradition. Now let's look at Afghan music and dance, which are very important to the country's culture. A well-known traditional Afghan dance is the atan. It is a circle dance that people typically perform at weddings, festivals, and other celebrations. The atan is an energetic dance where people move quickly in a circle to drum music, getting faster and more intense as they go. The atan started as a dance for warriors, and today it represents unity, strength, and celebration. Afghan music is varied and vibrant, using traditional instruments like the rubab, a stringed instrument, the tabla, drums, and the dul, a double-headed drum, to create a unique sound for both folk songs and modern music. Afghan music is known for its beautiful melodies and meaningful lyrics, showing the country's strong love for art and expression. Afghanistan's national sport, Buzkashi, is not only a game, but a centuries-old tradition that reflects the country's deep-rooted connection to its nomadic and warrior culture. Buzkashi, which means goat grabbing in Persian, has been around for hundreds of years. It probably started with nomadic tribes in Central Asia, including those in modern-day Afghanistan. The game was usually played by horse-riding warriors to show their strength, bravery, and fighting skills. Buzkashi started as military training and has now turned into a popular sport played all over the country. It is currently most popular in northern Afghanistan, where the game is still connected to tribal customs and values. A key part of Buzkashi is the players and teams involved in the game. In Afghanistan, the best Buzkashi players are called chapandaz. These players are respected for their strength, horse skills, and smart planning. Since Buzkashi is tough physically and also needs a lot of concentration, famous chapandaz riders come from different provinces, and many have backgrounds in herding and nomadic lifestyles. This means they grow up riding horses and know the skills needed for the game. Teams are made up of riders from various tribes or areas, and the game creates a strong feeling of competition and pride that is more than just about the sport. The rules of Buzkashi are special, just like the game. In the game, players try to pick up a goat or calf carcass, called the buzz, from the ground while riding horses. They then need to carry it over a goal line or into a scoring area, which is usually a marked circle on the ground. There are no official teams in the game. Each rider competes alone, but they may sometimes team up with others. The riders need to hold on to the buzz while riding fast, and they must also protect it from other players trying to grab it. This makes Buzkashi a very competitive and sometimes messy game. The sport is played on an open field, and matches can last several hours, challenging the strength and skill of both the riders and their horses. Buzkashi is very important to Afghan culture. The sport represents Afghan courage, freedom, and resilience. It's about more than just playing a game. The game represents the strong independence of the Afghan people and their bond with the land. Buzkashi is commonly played at big festivals, weddings, and special events, where many people come to enjoy the fun. The sport is very popular in the northern provinces such as Balkh, Takhar, and Badakhshan. Tournaments are usually held in the winter and attract fans from all over the country. One of the most well-known Buzkashi tournaments in Afghanistan is the Nowruz Buzkashi, which takes place during the Persian New Year in Mazar-e-Sharif. This event draws thousands of fans who come to see the top chapandaz riders compete in the biggest event of the sport. Buzkashi tournaments are very important events, and local leaders and politicians often support the teams. Winning a Buzkashi match is very important, and the riders who win are seen as heroes. Buzkashi has changed in some ways, with more organized teams and set rules in some events, but the traditional spirit of the game is still the same. It remains a cherished symbol of Afghan culture, showing the important values of strength, resilience, and unity for the people of Afghanistan. Now, let's look at 4 hidden gems: the Minaret of Jam, Shar-e-Zohak, Kala-e-Bast, and Samangan. Each of these places gives us a special look at Afghanistan's ancient history. Let's start with the Minaret of Jam, a UNESCO World Heritage Site found in the distant Ghor province. This tall 65-meter minaret was built in the 12th century when the Ghurid dynasty was in power. It is seen as one of the best examples of Islamic architecture in Central Asia. The minaret features detailed brickwork, beautiful writing, and geometric patterns that have surprisingly lasted for centuries. Even though it is in a remote location, the Minaret of Jam is special because it is located in a remote and hilly area, surrounded by beautiful scenery. The minaret is thought to be located where the old city of Firuzkoh used to be, which was the capital of the Ghurid Empire. Today it is a little-known treasure that not many people visit, but those who do recognize its important history and beautiful design. Next, we will go to Shari-Zohak, which is also called the Red City. This old fortress city is on a hilltop above the Bamyan Valley. Close to Bamyan, the city got its name because of the red color of its bricks and the nearby cliffs. Shari-Zohak was an important fortress in the 11th and 12th centuries. It helped keep the Bamyan area safe from invading forces. The fortress is named after Zohak, a character from Persian mythology, and it is historically important because of the Ghaznavid and Ghurid dynasties. Although the fortress is mostly in ruins now, visitors can still see the remains of watchtowers, walls, and defense buildings. The panoramic views from Shar-e-Zohak are breathtaking, offering a stunning contrast between the ancient ruins and the natural beauty of the Bamyan Valley. It is a place that reminds us of Afghanistan's rich history and its beautiful scenery. As we head south, we stop at Kala-i-Bast, an old fortress in Lashkargah, the capital of Helmand province. Kala-i-Bast was built during the Islamic period, with parts of the fortress constructed in the 9th and 10th centuries. The fortress was very important in Afghanistan's military and political history, acting as a strong base for different empires and leaders over many years. The arched gateway of Kala-i-Bast is a well-known symbol of Afghan culture and is often shown in Afghan art and writing. The fortress shows a part of Afghanistan's architectural history, with its strong walls and important spot by the Helmand River. Although the fortress is old and has been damaged by time and fighting, it still represents Afghanistan's strength and history. Lastly, we go to Samangan, a city famous for its caves and old ruins. Samangan in northern Afghanistan has the Takht-i-Rustam, an old Buddhist cave site from the 5th and 6th centuries. The caves used to be an important place for Buddhist worship and learning, and they have stone-carved stupas and monasteries. The most well-known of these is the Takht-i-Rustam stupa, carved into the rock and set within a courtyard. Samangan has a long history and was an important stop on the Silk Road. Samangan is famous not only for its Buddhist history, but also for its archaeological sites. Here, visitors can see ancient ruins from before the arrival of Islam. Samangan is an important place in history, but many people outside of Afghanistan do not know much about it. This makes it a great find for anyone curious about the country's ancient past. Afghanistan is a country filled with history, culture, and untold stories, but there are some fun and fascinating facts about this land that many people may not know. Did you know that Afghanistan has many mineral resources? The country is believed to have trillions of dollars in minerals like copper, iron, gold, lithium, and rare earth elements. These resources could make Afghanistan an important part of the global mining industry. The country's unused lithium resources are attracting attention because they are important for making batteries for electric vehicles and storing renewable energy. Even with these resources, Afghanistan's mining sector is still not well developed, which means there's a lot of potential for growth and exploration in the future. Afghanistan is important in world history because it is linked to the Silk Road, an old trade route that connected Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. The Silk Road was a trading route for items like silk, spices, and valuable metals. It also allowed different cultures and ideas to share knowledge with each other. Afghanistan is in a key spot for trade, with cities like Balkh and Herat being important stops for merchants and travelers. The country's history as a meeting point for different cultures has greatly shaped its various traditions and influences, which are still visible today. Afghanistan has many different ethnic groups that add to its diverse culture. The biggest ethnic groups are the Pashtuns, Tajiks, Hazaras, and Uzbeks. They each have their own languages, customs, and traditions. Pashto and Dari are the official languages of Afghanistan. However, many Afghans can speak several languages, including regional ones like Uzbek, Turkmen, and Balochi. The ethnic diversity in Afghanistan is very important in forming the country's identity, as each group adds to its art, music, food, and festivals. Even with difficulties, the people of Afghanistan are proud of their culture and keep celebrating their traditions. Finally, one of the most respected traits of the Afghan people is their strength and friendliness. Afghanistan has faced many problems and conflicts over the years, but the strength and determination of its people are still strong. People's strength to face tough times with grace is respected all over the world. The kindness that Afghans show to their guests is also impressive. In Afghanistan, people are very welcoming and generous to visitors. They often share meals and offer a place to stay. In Pashto, hospitality is called melmastia. Afghans see it as both a responsibility and a point of pride. They believe guests should always be treated with great care and respect. Afghanistan is often referred to as the Land of Wonders, and it's easy to see why. Afghanistan has beautiful landscapes and a rich history, providing plenty of interest for those who take the time to explore beyond the news. Let's look at why Afghanistan is a special place to visit, especially for those who love history and nature. Afghanistan is a beautiful country with many different landscapes, including tall mountains, wide deserts, green valleys, and lively rivers. The Hindu Kush Mountains, known for their snowy tops and rough landscape, provide an impressive setting for adventurers and hikers. If you enjoy unspoiled, remote nature, the Wakhan corridor has a beautiful and peaceful scenery that's unlike anywhere else. Band-e-Amir National Park is a beautiful place with deep blue lakes surrounded by steep cliffs, making it a great spot for nature lovers. Afghanistan is a beautiful place for people who love nature, with its stunning mountains and peaceful valleys. But Afghanistan is not just a natural wonder. It's also a living museum of history. This land has been a meeting point for different cultures for thousands of years. The Silk Road went through this area, allowing trade and the sharing of ideas, cultures, and religions. You can still see the remains of ancient civilizations today in places like Bamyan, where the famous Buddha statues used to be, and the Minaret of Jam, which shows the building skills of the Ghurid Empire. Afghanistan's old cities, such as Herat, Kabul, and Kandahar, are full of history from Persian, Mughal, and Islamic empires. They allow visitors to experience a blend of cultures over many years. Now let's listen to some travelers who have experienced this magic themselves. A traveler expressed their amazement after visiting the Panjshir Valley, noting the beautiful mix of rough mountains and calm river valleys. "I've never seen anything like it. The valley is just amazing. The calm and beauty of the scenery are unmatched. It's clear why people have loved this area for hundreds of years." A visitor shared their experience in Herat by saying, "Walking through Herat was like being in a history book. The city's old minarets, lovely mosques, and busy markets made me feel linked to a rich and lively history. What makes Afghanistan truly special is its people, not just its beautiful landscapes or historical places." Afghan hospitality is famous. Travelers often tell stories about being warmly welcomed. This could mean being offered tea in someone's home or getting help from friendly locals while exploring old ruins who are happy to share their culture. One traveler said, "The people of Afghanistan are the kindest and most generous I've ever met. Their friendliness and sharing of their culture made my visit unforgettable." As we come to the end of our journey through Afghanistan, I hope you've been inspired by the beauty, history, and culture of this incredible country. From its breathtaking landscapes to its rich historical heritage, Afghanistan is truly a land of wonders that has so much to offer for travelers and adventurers alike. If you're ready to explore more hidden gems and fascinating destinations around the world, be sure to subscribe to Global Pathways for more incredible travel stories, guides, and insights. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and share it with fellow travelers who are always on the lookout for unique experiences. Let's continue to discover the wonders of our planet, one path at a time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next journey.